Hey there, Drawyah here, and welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Today, taking flights with... which was already here, we'll minimise that for later. Today taking flight with Cathay Dragon, former Dragonair, and taking on a flight here from Manila to Hong Kong. So, about 2 hours today, flight time. Should be a good one, little bit turbulent, a little bit rough here and there, looking at the weather and routes, but fingers crossed things should cool off once we do start our cruise. Otherwise, yeah, like I say, it's a pretty standard flight this evening, and we shall very shortly jump in the cockpit and prepare ourselves flying today. Well, I say this evening, currently in Manila it's like 4 in the morning, so very early for them. So, let's jump in, let's prepare our flight today. First things first, we'll turn the batteries on at least, and then we'll start the fueling. It's very dark in the cockpit today, so I must have some lighting on. No chat today, very odd. Yeah, pop that all in today. Right, so, it's all sets. I had it because it was the issue last time, wasn't it? Not you, I want you. There we go. Right, let's put some lighting on, shall we? Because I genuinely can't see a thing. Got a flashlight. Flashlight's always good. And, it's us lining RS. Turn on the nav lights, turn on strobe lights automatic, arm those, cruise supply active, and let's set the brightness of the overhead integrated lights. Dome lights set to brights, and now we tell flashlights. Since we shouldn't require that, give it a second. Yeah, so do laser. Okay. Integrated lights sets, dome lights brights. Cool. Oh, is this 1,000 videos, is it? Ah, very nice. Happy 1,000 videos, I guess. Gosh, 1,000 already. I've been using YouTube for about 4 years now. And in the last 2 months has it really, I guess, paid off. But, no, genuinely a massive thank you to all of you for the support you've shown me recently. It's been truly, truly phenomenal. And I hope you guys are enjoying the watch as well. That's the main important thing. I hope you guys are enjoying it. If you weren't, then I don't know what I'd do. Probably just leave. But hope you guys are enjoying it. Right, pop it down. Let's fuel the airplane up. So we need 16,682 pounds. 16,682. That will do. Right. Fuel pumps on. We need to scroll now, so scroll that up. There's a lot of setup in the aircraft now with the A320neo. There's a lot that you now do, which you didn't have to do before. So like I say, an updated tutorial is probably going to come very soon on the A320neo. It's just a case of timing when I can do it. Right, plug in our flight plan, shall we? Or start with the initialization. Departing from Romeo Papa Lima Lima. Flying to Victor Hotel. Hotel. That's in. That's fine. Pardon me. Flight number today is Kilo Alpha 906. So it's Costanex. Costanex, sorry, is going to be 5. And cruising altitude is flight level 360. Processation, line on reference, confirm that. Next page, we are going to set up the zero fuel weight, so it's going to be 49.7. Yes, center of gravity 20.3. Block fuel on board is 7.7. Now I need 3 minutes to alignment. So basically, the closer to the equator you are, the quicker it takes for the gyros to align themselves, and therefore know where the aircraft is. Right, let's pop open packs and let's board the passengers, shall we? So start of flights, that's fine. Departing from Manila to Hong Kong. Kilo Alpha 906, 36,000 feet, 1 hour 45 got on the flight time. Time to take off will be about, so it's 13 now, so I've given myself 15 minutes, we'll say 20, so 19, I'll be nice to myself. Means we may slightly be late when we land, but well, that's what you get when you start every single one of your live streams, like 3 or 4 minutes late. Whoops. Oh yeah, I do apologise for that, guys. I always start my streams slightly later than I really should do. I don't know why. I just don't know. Planning everything a bit too late. Right, body music got Cathay Pacific. Safe demonstration. We have got, well, it's actually Dragon Air's safe demo video we got, but it has been reworded to Cathay Dragon. Faction we got meal service. I don't think we get in Cathay Dragon. So yeah, let us start. Back to FMS, passengers are boarding. Let's ask us flight plan. So departing. No, not yet, sorry. Airways. Right, so first waypoint is Al Pass. There is boarding music, which is particularly quiet today. Baban. Followed by Pyad. Followed by Tarem. And then we fly to No Man. Ooh, here we go. Ooh, hang on, let me get that on the flight plan. Figure out which one that is. North 150, East 120. It's going to be you. Turn to No Man. Okay, No Man is North 200 East. That's got it, perfect, right. Inside that, head down to No Man, back to Airways, program the rest. So, next is Sonny. Then it's Betty. No Xbox release date yet. No Xbox release date just yet. So there's 2-1, it's going to be that one. Finally Betty. And then Betty is our final waypoint for this flight today. It's going to be 212, it's going to be that one. Look at these waypoints they've got plenty of. Right, perfect, that's all set. RS is aligned. Let's say hello to passengers, shall we? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard this Cathay Dragon flight. It's 906 from Manila to Hong Kong. Flight time today is 1 hour and 45 minutes, and we should expect a relatively clear departure. A little bit of turbulence here and there, but ultimately a nice and safe flight. Any questions for the cabin crew today? I'd always hope you sit back, relax, and enjoy your flights with Cathay Dragon today. So it's the generic book address. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard this Cathay Dragon flight. It's 906 from Manila to Hong Kong. Our time today is 1 hour and 45 minutes, and we should expect a relatively clear departure. A little bit of turbulence here and there, but ultimately a nice and safe flight. Any questions for the cabin crew today? Sit back, relax, and enjoy your flights with Cathay Dragon today. The way glitch where it just disappears. Not perfect packs, but as a program, I do very much like what it does. You reset those two, and hopefully now that should appear. Yeah, perfect. Right, back to the aircraft setup. FMS, taking our departure, which is runway 06 this morning, via the Alpha 2 Romeo departure. And so that's that. Performance. No. Is it 113 rotate, really? I don't know if it says so. Because the aircraft does automatically program the V-speed stuff, so it feels a bit slow, but ultimately that. Does some brief give the latitude? Yes, it does. So if you scroll down, so this is the front page you normally see. If you scroll down, you get all the flight log here. The flight log gives you all the coordinates to your waypoints. For example, if you have a point where it's like multiple locations, same name, you can use some brief to deduce which plan that is. Right, takeoff set, that's all set, FMS complete. Overhead panel, start up the APU. Now the benefit of it being 4 in the morning here in Philippines right now, we should get a rather nice sunrise during our cruise today.
Items underneath.
Click the button. Oh, does it do that?
If you have trouble finding a location for any of your carry-on items, please use the flight attendant call button over your seat.
Oh, it does. See, this is why I love the A320neo. It's just so fantastic. Cheers for that. Right,
Once all your
transit
items are
is
put away,
8,000.
please
No,
clear the aisle and
6,000.
sit down in your seat to allow other passengers to find their seats as well. If you are seated in an emergency
Fine,
exit
thank you very
row,
much.
please
Cool.
read the exit seating responsibilities in the safety card in the seat back in front of you.
Has to be packed to bottom
Please make sure you are
screen.
willing and able to
There.
perform
Oh,
the actions
so if you
required.
right click the
If
packs
you are not
menu,
able
you
or
can
prefer not
toggle
to
HUD.
perform these
And toggle
actions,
HUD is
please
what makes
let a
that thing
flight
appear.
attendant know so you can be reseated. You are free to
Fuel's
use
been
your
loaded,
portable
so
electronic
we'll see about
devices during
time.
the boarding process. We ask that larger electronic devices are stowed once you depart from the
Starting.
gate.
Once
Thank
that's
you and
stabilised, that's
welcome
fine.
aboard.
Flight director active. Let's get the metal information for Manila today. We are using IVAO as per standard. No data to see right now, but we may get on later on. We shall see. Next are RPLL. With QNH. 297. They use altimeter here rather than QNH. Interesting. Okay, 2977. Thank you. Saurus one for the £1. Thank you very much, man. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. Right, so that's to 36,000. Climbing at 3,500 initially. Speed is 250 knots, below 10,000. Again, once we have VNav, I'm going to be so happy. But for now, that's what I have to do. That's all set, that's all set. AP is available, AP is stable. Speed active. Give it a few seconds to power through. It's going to power off. Alright, this has been a... it's been a relatively quick setup of that. So we've got thin air to our right. Also the fuel aircraft, that's some Malaysian Airlines there. A few others I can't quite see in the distance. To our left, there is a few other airlines I can't quite recognise the name of or tell that. Sun slowly rising, pinkish sky. Otherwise, yeah, not too long now until we can push back tug and leave. Well, at this point, we're now waiting for the passengers to board. It's the only thing we've got left is boarding process. A few not on the aircraft, but it shouldn't take very long. While we wait, keep functioning consistent, make sure everything's alright. We can probably do away with the dome lights now. This spot's going to be very temperamental, especially in the upwards view. Yeah, that's fine. As long as we've got some panel lighting going on, that's what matters. Look, because again, you're not supposed to have the dome lights active when the aircraft's in motion, but is it like a flood lighting? I'm sure the Airbus has one that you can turn on. I know the 737 certainly has, but so I'm more familiar with 73 than the A320. Right. Yep, shall be a sunrise takeoff. Any plans for the next group flights? Should be next weekend. Like I say, last Sunday of every month we do a group flight. And, well, next weekend will be the last Sunday. It's quite an early one this month, so, yeah, like I say, a chance to enjoy that. Cathay Dragon, all looking sharp.
We're ready to go when you are.
Ah, perfect. Passengers have boarded. Seated, wait for you to sit down. Cabin crew will welcome passengers aboard the aircraft. And very shortly we'll make our way. Ah, yeah, sorry, Twitch. Took some train springs, didn't I? Cheers for that, Papa. Since we've got nothing else to do apart from wait for the aircraft to leave, I guess I can quickly change that now, can I? Edit, train simulator 2 becomes flight simulator. Thank you. Yes, this is the most recent Flyby mod. This is the dev version. Right, beacon lights active. Supposed to push back tug. Let's make our way now to the well, activate the engines, bring the aircraft to life. So ignition key active. Squawk sets to Tara. Set to automatic. Predictive wind shear.
Good morning,
automatic.
ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard flight 906. Our flight time will be roughly 1 hour and 45 minutes. Now that the cabin door is closed, please make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your large devices are now shut down and stable.
Should be a virus. This is pretty normal. No reshade. This is all standard default
Cabin
colours.
crew secure doors for departure.
Right. Handbrake released. Engine 1 starts. Don't think it's too long for you to start a request. Turn to the right, I believe. And the VFR map shows that the runway will be departing here, so nice and simple taxi. In fact, same runway we depart from, we landed at on the release day Microsoft flights when I flew the 747 from Tokyo to Manila, so should be a stable flights.
Your journey, we're here to make the experience effortlessly smooth and enjoyable. Because your safety is important to us. Please take a few minutes to watch our video.
Nose goes
由
right.
而家開始，我哋會展開一段舒適、稱心嘅飛行旅程。請用幾分鐘留意呢段短片，因為你嘅安全對我哋嚟講係好重要。If you're traveling with hand luggage or large items,
Not quite there
make
yet.
sure they're stored in the overhead compartments for takeoff and landing. 如果你要隨身攜帶手提行
Engine 1
李或
stable.
家電物件，
Engine 2
喺航機起飛
starts.
同降落前，請確保放喺行李櫃裡面。Personal electronic devices
ETU,
using
the
Wi-Fi
barking
and
dog.
Bluetooth should be switched off now, or you can set them to
Back.
airplane mode.
Plates.
Transmitting devices cannot be used in the aircraft. If any electronic
Very much so.
devices become trapped in your seat, please don't
Right,
adjust
mammy,
your
then
seat
do
and
apologise.
ask our crew to
Right,
help you.
so
而家請關上具有無線上網
Let's
同藍
check.
牙功能嘅電子用品，又或者將佢哋調校到飛行模式。任何傳送設備都唔可以喺機艙內使用。如果有任何電子產品攝咗喺座位裏面，請唔好擅自調校座位，並通知我哋嘅機艙服務員。
speed brakes.
You can place any
Active.
small items underneath the seat in front of
Thumbs
you.
down.
你可以將細
One.
件嘅物件放喺前面嘅座位下。
Speed brakes. Arms. Locked
This is a
door.
non-smoking flight. Smoking or using e-cigarettes anywhere in the aircraft is against the law.
Engine
呢
ignition.
班係禁煙
Normal.
航班，喺機艙任何地方吸煙或使用
APU
電子煙
off.
都係屬於違法。Your seatbelt fastens and
Brake
unfastens
released.
like this.
Let's go to the runway. Yes, this is Chinese. Anti-ice, thank you, Tram, for being the only person to remember.
And seatbelts should be worn whenever the seatbelt sign is switched
Thank you
on.
for reminding me, because I'd have forgotten some as well.
Fastened even if the sign is off. 請依指示扣好或者解開安全帶。
Yes, so the safety briefing is in English and Chinese. As you are from Cathay Dragon, a airline based in Hong Kong. I believe based in Hong Kong, are they?
請必須扣好安全
They're
帶。即使
Taiwanese.
燈號熄滅，
They're one of the
我哋
two,
建議
the
閣下繼續扣好。
Chinese exclaves.
Oxygen masks will drop automatically if they're needed. Pull the mask down firmly. Place it over your nose and mouth.
Just put engine
Adjust it
anti-ice,
to
don't need a
fit
wing.
and breathe normally.
Don't you? I mean,
Oxygen will flow
what's
without
the one that
the
causes the
mask
aircraft to
inflating.
freeze over entirely? That's what I
Ensure
want.
your mask is fitted
Well, no, I should have,
correctly before
should have worked
helping
last
others.
time, but didn't when our aircraft mysteriously disappeared over Bucharest. Speaking of which, tomorrow I plan to redo the Bucharest flight, so I'll start from Vienna again, we'll fly to Bucharest, and hopefully I should have a landing that time as well. Yes, Sim doesn't. Actually, wasn't it Sim issue, it was the internet decided to give up on me. Sim was fine, we landed it on Discord. Roger, 5 minutes, so doing alright for time right now.
Then pull the strap firmly to tighten it. 你嘅耳袋裡面有一張安全指示卡，
Cantonese,
請
cheers,
採
that's
定救
Eric.
生衣嘅位置。穿着救生衣嘅時候，
Pacific
先將救
Southwest,
生衣套喺頸
PSA.
部，將腰帶圍住腰並扣好，然後索緊腰帶。Only inflate your life jacket when leaving the aircraft.
SpiceJet, who I believe actually are a airline that appear in Manila. Air Canada, however, I don't think they fly the A320 here. Perhaps you get 7/8s. Ooh, tax lights. Whoops. Cheers for that music. Again, the only person to spot that. Again, not even I noticed the tax lights was active. Cheers for that. Prague, I had got plans to fly to Prague at some point. So I don't know about destination yet, or when exactly, but Prague is on my list of airports to fly to, don't you worry.
請根據安全指示卡做出保護自己嘅姿
Across
勢。
an active
The escape
runway,
light
so
switches on
we'll speed up a little
automatically
bit.
during an emergency.
And
Please
the
follow the
landing
cruise
lights
instructions
against
and
the
go to
ground
the
crew
nearest
will look
exit.
aircraft
緊
they
急
are
情況
crossing the
下，
runway.
逃生路線嘅照明
Quick
系
fuel
統
check
會自
here
動
on the
亮起。
left.
請遵照機艙服務員嘅指示，到最近嘅逃生出口。Our crew are pointing out the
Right,
exits
brake
now.
sets to
機艙
max,
服務員
cabin,
正為你指示逃生出口。Please take
check,
a look at your safety card for
take
what
off
to do in
config,
the unlikely
sets.
event of an emergency.
So that's the
請
pre-taste
查閱
setup
你嘅安全
complete.
指示卡，了解緊急事故嘅逃生程
Couple
序。
moments, we'll ask cabin
Now that
crew
we're almost
to
ready for
sit
takeoff,
down.
make sure that your tray
Take off.
table and TV are put away. Your seat
Across
should
the
now be in the
runway now,
upright
so
position
this can come
and your
off.
seatbelt fastened. 我哋即將起飛，
Cross
請
the
確
runway as
保
well.
你嘅接台同電視已經收好，請將椅背校直同扣好安全帶。Finally, and just as importantly, enjoy the journey. 最後，祝各位旅途愉快。
How you doing tonight? Got that PPL already. Which PPL? I'm not aware of having one just yet. How do you
Please
get the
note the cabin
absence?
lights will be dimmed for departure and landing. If you require additional lighting, there is a
Yes,
reading
the
light on the panel above
departure, nighttime lighting thing. Crew announcements come from PACX, TFDi designed PACX. This is going well too slow right now, 5 knots. Should be taxiing between 15 and 20, preferably. 16 knots. 16 to 18 is the optimum. Oh yes, and justice for Limeless, stand by Limeless for being too kind to people in the Discord chats. His kindness is bad. You must stand with the poor guy for saying nice things. Now, do I turn here? Yes, I... No, I don't. I don't know. Yes, no, carry on a bit further. That's strange. The map doesn't show 2 parallel taxiways. It kind of does, kind of doesn't. My 3080 still on order, about 520 in the queue. So 520 odd people get theirs before me, and then finally mine will be delivered. Where's ground speed displayed? Ground speed is displayed. It should be displayed here. Oh yeah, that is accurate. Ground speed is just on top of the ND. The airspeed comes live at around 40 knots. That's where it then comes to life. The Mac appears at the lower portion of the speed tick up. Should you do your first flight? Yeah, absolutely. Where are you planning to fly, Kingsby? Kingsby. I don't know why I keep calling you Kingsby, but I'm just stuck now. Can't tell if frame drops is Steam or the game. Oh, stream or game. Almost certainly the stream. Right now, I'm running silky smooth. So any drops, almost certainly the stream. Internet connection shows strong at least. Taxiways are a little bit rough to say the least. This taxi's nothing nice. Go to somewhere like Madrid or another airport. Madrid, and I think it's Dallas Fort Worth. You can be taxiing for about 20 minutes before it gets to your runway, 30 even. Frankfurt as well, especially if you get the new runway built over the motorway. You can taxi for up to an hour from runway to gates. Sorry, Harry, but unfortunately on that occasion, you have been on the butt end of a joke that's gone and continued there. To apologise. Well, that's the taxiway. That's now via Terminal 1. That's the taxiway. I think the runway's a little bit smoother. So I flew to Manila on the Microsoft Flight Sim release day stream. Turn here because it's the one I don't really need for that. Everyone will be a little bit smoother. Oh yeah. Cabin crew, seats for departure. What's to give a new clearance there. Quick visual check. Runway's clear left, runway's clear right, no aircraft approaching either end. Lights active. Tunnel flights active. Cabin is secure. Retake check complete. So all we've got left to do is depart. Pre-bumpy runways, 16 right, 34 left at Seattle, near impossible to land on without falling on your nose. Which one did I land at Seattle when I streamed that a couple of weeks ago? About a minute late for your departure at least. Try and catch up once you're near. Up 50%. Onto a stable, up to flex. A little bit of nose down just to get the aircraft from rotating too early. One. Brakes, gear up. Sunrise here in Manila, so sometimes on these extra nice views on the departure today. Right, pitch nose down to about 10ish degrees now. Fly this initial heading for switching to climb power. And then switching over to autopilots. Up. Sorry, flaps up. Flaps up. Now spoilers resets. Throttle back to speed. Autopilot activates. The aircraft will pitch down to increase speed to 250 knots. Otherwise, the rest of the work, really. No Winflex mod, just the A320neo, which presumably has got updated Winflex, so never know. Just to extend that to the top. Fly to the Bugs Hole in Brazil. One day, maybe one day. Cruising altitude today is flight level 360, 36,000 feet. And there's the sun, just about over the horizon now. So sorry Harry, I missed a question there. Displays not bugs. If you're using A320neo, update your A320neo, that'll fix it. Love the wind. Love the lighting going through the back, so let me just hide the overlay for you. I just love how the lighting leads through the windows there. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Electronic devices. As a reminder, please keep your
2,000
Belt
feet.
fasten while you are
Lights
seated
off.
and do not congregate
And
in the
return
galleys or
message.
near the lavatories.
Now to website back to you, right? Oh, so you there's the light. So so you live in here in Manila, do you, or live in the Philippines, do you, Nick? Very nice. Past 20,000, so what we're going to do is reduce our rate of climb now to about 2,000 feet per minute. Reduce our speeds to Mach 0.6 initially. Stable. Seatbelt signs off. Not too bad, Alberto. I'm enjoying the beautiful views here in Manila. Oh yes, the cockpit door camera. So if you go down to the right here, push on the video button and the lower ND, will display the video feed on the cockpit door. You can get that by downloading the A320neo. Download the mod, and then you can access it. Don't keep brakes on the ultimate the engines on. Do I trust you there, Popsicle? There's a few things that I still do in the back of my mind just because I don't trust the simulator as a whole. For example, you can now fuel the aircraft properly, but I always fuel for the middle fuel tank because I'm still in the back of my mind thinking, will the left engine shut off after it's off the APU? So I don't mind trusting you there, Popsicle. It's just more in the back of my mind. Can I trust the simulator to do it right? Alright, so passing through 15,000 now on 50. Aircraft's climbing standard. All on autopilot, system's doing the rest for us. All I've got to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of this flight. Yes, the A320neo is the mod that I use. I'll fix the mod. Okay, fair enough. So I'll turn off the probe heats, and then I shall hope that this aircraft doesn't freeze over on me. The fact is, Andrew, I've already got about $7,000 that people have promised me for doing XYZ, and well, I'm not for crashing. I'd rather fly without any nice incidents. There's one guy who's like $750 for landing softly into Japan. That's when I did the flights into Hakodate. But hey, YouTube ain't all for money for me. Started as a hobby. It's been I guess a rather good 2 months. I'm not gonna sit here and pop off of it, no points. Single player IVAO today. I'm using, well, online ATC, but currently ATC station's inactive, so we may get on later. I'll have to wait and see. Yes, we may be on pilots. Watch it for time. We've also got a mentor pilot as well. Point of view, it's easy. I mean, the easiest way to do it is if you go to showcase cameras, go to showcase, and then the last two, there you go, last two are the wing views. So that's the easy way to access the window views. The more difficult way, I've done a tutorial on. Alright, so let's use drone cam, let's have a bit of fun, shall we? Inside the flight deck, we've got our two new pilots tonight. And the Dragon behind them as well, very nice indeed. Climb. So far so good. PMDG still sets for Q3 2021, their release. Still got a little while to go before it comes out. Live weather, yes it is. Ah, very nice aviation. No worries at all. The flag near the tail number. We're going to Drawyah. I have no idea, I'm afraid. No idea what that refers to. My only guess would be the name of the aircraft, perhaps, but if anyone has more of an understanding of Cathay Dragon, perhaps I'll know. You can die happy, Rex really comments. Yeah, it's like the same while Sir Andrew coincided that, I'm fairly certain had I crashed the airplane, I would also have got a grand off of you. Is the old Cathay emblem? Ah, okay, cheers there, Eric. Has been patched on good autopilot. Same autopilot, still using the manual altitude and speed control. My dream job? I don't know. I don't really have a dream job. I take what I get, really. I've got a small aircraft stream planned at some point. More people do tend to watch these jet streams. I do so many of them, but I do plan to do a few more mixes at some point. Maybe even throw X-Men back into some mixed things as well. Longest flights in sim or real life? Story equals realistic. Swiss 001 changed my mind. I don't change my mind mean. I'm sure it'll be a Swiss reference to it, damn right. Where's your backup instrument super dark? Ah, sorry. I keep forgetting to increase brightness that one because, well, I never use it. There we go, that's a bit better for you. Otherwise, still en route, still looking good. We'll soon leave the Philippines. And then, the majority of our cruise goes over the water. We fly to Sweden sometimes Jetstream. I mean, a couple of weeks ago I did a flight to Stockholm Gardermoen. Was it Gardermoen? Yeah, Stockholm Gardermoen, so I've done some in the past, and I could do some more in the future as well if people want it. Oakland to Arlanda. I mean, how long would that flight be? Sorry, it's Oslo Gardermoen, so it was... Sorry, where did I just get... It's Oslo Gardermoen. Why did I say Stockholm? Sorry, you are right, it's Arlanda, the main airport in Stockholm. Yeah, Oakland's quite a long flight, that one, so it has to be like a Saturday evening stream. But, I'll see what I guess I've got ahead, and potentially try and plan something. Where can we track you? Let me get the link for tracking. So, we just reduce our rate of climb now, since we're looking at speed. 10 minutes, Mach 9.8. Let's go to WebEye. We're almost cruise now, flight 320, another 4 to go. Right, flight tracking link, you can do so. Also, am I saying... Hang on, no, I am right. Where are we? It's a FedEx, that's AAA, Vietnam, Philippines down here, isn't it? There we are. This here is our tracking link. So if you want to track me on WebEye, which is like the Flight Radar 24 Flight Sim, you can use that link there to follow me. Not going too bad, Emily? How are you doing? Welcome to the chats. So yeah, if only we had what's it called? Hong Kong Kai Tak. Available. Flying to the main Hong Kong airport now. Kai Tak no longer exists. And the Microsoft Flight Simulator also no longer exists because it uses satellite imagery to produce all the airports. Kai Tak's satellite images now has it as a ship dockyard. So, yeah, sadly, the airport is now gone forever unless it decides to mod it. Ah, very nice snipe. The landing went well. You'll get there with practice. The more you practice, the better you'll become. The Bali 90 long shooting point. Good do. I did the approaching minimums callouts. Yes, it's nice to be able to put the minimums at some points as well in the too distant future. Welcome, Frost Pilot, how you doing? Welcome to the channel, welcome to the chats. Nick, you answer that question every single time I stream, and I've answered you every single time. So no need to do that every single time, for no reason. Yeah, so Kai Tak was the old airport, the new airports. It's just called Hong Kong International Airport. Doesn't really have a special name to it, unless there's one that I don't know of. I know that Manila is Ninoy Aquino. It's Hong Kong, I believe it's just Hong Kong International Airport. Cheplap Cock is it called? Thank you very much, Daniel. What do you look like? I've done a couple of posts already in the past. You might try to follow me on Instagram. I have got a couple of posts on there as well, with my face showing. So it's not too difficult to find. Any tips on flaring? tip is, go back on the stick. There you go, you flared. Now, start flaring it around, like into Mach 1. It keeps doing that, I don't know why. Tips on flaring, start flaring it around 25-30 feet. Around the same time you idle the throttles. Don't be too harsh, just bring back slightly. And enough practice. We'll start flying normally. Do I know any Polish? No, nie mówiłem troszkę po polsku. Jak się masz? Polish flights? At some point, yes. So I'm half Polish, so I've got a basic grasp of the language. Expected landing runway is going to be 07 right today. Expected to land 07 right. Why should I have autopilot? I was giving you a demonstration how to pull back on the stick. You only use approach D5 and numpad. Ouch, Nick, at the very least, pick up an Xbox controller. The Xbox controller is so much better than just flying on the keyboard. How do you move the preset outside view window up and down? How do you move the preset outside window from the up and down? I'm not sure what you mean by that, cousins. Try rephrasing it. I am using a stick. I use a Thrustmaster HOTAS Warthog. So cruising altitude now. Cabin crew will start serving me snacks and drinks.
We'll be starting our in-flight service. We will be serving complimentary drinks and snacks. Please look in the feedback for our list of complimentary and
what
drinks.
fleet does Emirates have?
For
They
a
have
small
any
card.
new
Please
frequencies?
note that we only accept credit
I
cards.
don't think so. I'll have to see. I'll check out what their fleets is. I'll see what routes I can do. Maybe we'll do an Etihad flight at some points. I mean, I've not used the TCA Everside stick, but I have used the 16000M, which is what it's based off of. Solid stick, it's by Thrustmaster, you can't go wrong. Thrustmaster are a very good company when it comes to peripherals. As you get PACX on screen, you right-click the option on the HUD. You right-click the option on the icon on the toolbar, and you can open up the HUD. Check, so they're overclocking right now. Am I right or not? That should help my system a bit. I'm surprised. I'm going to be stutter and lag without overclocking, but for some reason today, just like that, it's going to be rather fine. Do a parkour in one video? Probably not, Logan. Scariest thing I've done in real life. I mean, gliding I wouldn't call scary. Gliding a lot of fun. I know it sounds bad, but I want to say jumping 20 foot off a bridge into a lake. It wasn't really a bridge, kind of like a diving platform out in Finland into Lake Saimaa. That was pretty exhilarating, because it's high enough to get you right up to maximum speed dropping through. What's the terminal velocity? So that was pretty scary, I guess. What else have I done? That's how long? Was it 20 foot? How high was it? Oh, it was 30 foot even, sorry. It was 10 meters, 30 foot. And that's the only thing that really comes to my mind where I could actually feel adrenaline running, but I'm sure I've done something in the past that I guess actually counts as scary. It doesn't simulate working toilets because Airsoft showed the passengers waste time. Because Airsoft flight sim showed passengers waste. You're talking about the, what's it called? The truck that takes the sewage away. Because it does simulate toilets, I guess. No one's in them right now. They've got toilets at the back of the aeroplane, toilets at the front of the aeroplane. So passengers may at some point move to them. But I guess it does. I guess it does simulate toilets. Yes, the A320neo should always go in the community folder. Nowhere else. My college? Nope. I'm working. Perth to London on my list of flights to do. I'm either waiting for, well, whatever comes first. Next June, or next lockdown in the UK, which means I don't leave the house for 24 hours. Whatever comes first, I'll then do that. We'll get sounds from download them off YouTube. Download them as YouTube and then convert them to .wav, and then you'll be able to have the audio files. Yep, you can fly Boeing Warthog. I use the stick for all my flight sim flights. I'd have a yoke, but I've got nowhere to put it, so stick and throttle, much smaller, much easier to handle. Is there a problem with F2X? Not that I've noticed. Not that I've noticed today. Sun slightly behind the horizon now. A bit of the Philippines and the island behind us. Well on our way now to Hong Kong, about a quarter of the way there now. Yes, London's going to tier 2, but I don't think that stops me from leaving the house just yet. I have to see. It really comes down to the weekend railway volunteering. If that goes basically, then definitely we've got time to do some longer long flights. Should do a round the world marathon sim. It'll take a while, but could do at some point. I mean, the 787's got good range. 747 has the longest. Let's work down the far quickly. I've just remembered. It's my next review. I've actually got 3 reviews on the trots. So download that, so we'll download the manual, so I've got a chance to read it, save you, and we'll do that later. Should be quite interesting. I've got quite a neat little aircraft I've got to review next. Just check my emails, there's nothing else I'm missing, I don't think. If not, I can close you. Perfect. Yes, I have spelt Manila wrong. I do need to update the thumbnail. Probably that after the stream, so I've got to start planning the weekend flights as well. Any route suggestions? I'm looking for a 747 flight. That's about 5, maybe 6 hours in length. Any suggestions? Any flight numbers? Feel free to offer. I said 5 hours, not how long is that? Heathrow to Cape Town is like 11 hours, isn't it? Bangkok to Perth, oh, that's a good one. Let me jot these down. try and avoid doing too many Manila flights. It seems to be this also. It's a decent puff. Yeah, yes, there's a few options. Longer flights than bigger aircraft. I mean, the 747 is the longest commercial aircraft in the world. The only aircraft bigger is the A380, but you've already got quite sizable in the 74. London to Manila. Not a 747 route that, but we could do. Could do. Still on that flight is. I know tomorrow morning I'm redoing Vienna to Bucharest, because like I said, last time the internet decided to cut off from me, and so I hate not finishing a flight, and therefore if we can do a stream again and finish it, I'm just going to finish it. Go to Daddy, how long is that one? That flight is... it's 8 hours, I'm looking for 5-6 hours. To I keep saying that. In fact, you're spamming that at one point. It's like I said, I'm not going to do that route. I don't mind asking, that was just constant spam. Let's Bay route. That's another one I could probably try to use at some point. Which aircraft's bigger, the A380 or the 747? So, in terms of seating capacity, the A380 is bigger. In terms of width, the wings on the A380 longer. In terms of length, the 747-8 is about 5 meters longer than the A380. So the A380 is long. Sorry, the 747 is longer, but the A380 is bigger in every other way. Perth, Singapore, yep. That's another. What's that one? That's not too, is it? That was 5 hours. That is spot on, actually. And historically, have any 747s been on the Perth to Sydney, Singapore routes? If they have, then I'll do. Singapore 747. Singapore Airlines cargo, I guess. Qantas. Yeah, looking at 747 route ideally. So I fancy flying 747 on Saturday. 787 I'm going to hold off a little bit while I figure out what kind of bugs it has in the latest version. 747 I'm fairly confident in. You really want the 787, but for standard edition, I'm afraid wise, the only way to get 787 is by upgrading, buying the Digital Deluxe upgrade. The like oh look, it's like a smiley face there. Yeah, I'm not sure flying 747 is quite through that route. Amsterdam to Shanghai. We're now getting the KLM, isn't it? That's a... no direct flights anymore. It's a 10-hour flight. I'm still looking about half that length. How much PC cost? It cost me about £900 over the space of 4 years. Amsterdam to St Martin. That's certainly longer than the 6 hours I'm thinking of. Can you get to an Xbox? Not yet. Xbox version's on the way, but not yet. Have you tried any add-on aircraft for 2020 yet? Well, I'm using the A320neo right now. But, no. Nothing outside the main default runs, I guess. Not quite sure where to start with just yet, but I'm sure at some point I will pick up an aircraft and start flying it outside the sim. Yep, they have fixed the rolling issues. The aircraft's now flying smooth and stable today. No more yawing, no more tilting, just straight line flights. Ah, we get 111 likes. Thank you very much. What do you mean by a normal 747, Harry? I missed your first comments. What was the first comments? Have you tried the hydraulic buttons? Are they working now? Hydraulic buttons? Which ones? Oh, they got GeForce working! Ah, thank you! Finally you can now cut the warnings when you come to approach. Sorry, I'm just loving the small details that you can now fly in this. The 747-8 is a normal 747. It's just the next generation of it. It's like calling the 737NG an irregular 737 because we have the classics. Do I have disk server? What do you mean by that? Cue that music. Oh, no, about fuel buttons. Oh yeah, hydraulics. It looks like you can click on them. I'm not going to click on them because I don't know what's going to do to the aeroplane, but it looks like you can. There you go. It's doing something. It's on you if the aircraft now falls down in the sky. No worries, Frost Pilot. You take care. Good night. No. No A350 has been confirmed yet, as far as I'm aware. 747SP, not yet for Microsoft Flight Sim. But I'd like one. 747SP, by far the cutest of all 747s. And land 747, landing flights. Yeah, good luck with that, Snipe. I had a couple of tutorials on it, but yeah, enjoy it. Do PACX work? Yes, they do. So I got Premium Deluxe because, well, Microsoft gifted me a copy of it, I guess, but I would have gone for it anyway because it comes with Dubai, comes with Heathrow and 787, so those three for me would have made the... oh yes, and also the Deluxe edition, it's not Premium Deluxe, but Deluxe would have come with the microlight aircraft as well, including the CTS-L, which I had flown in real life. Well, the CTS-W I've flown in real life, CTS-L is just long compared to that, but yes, again, massive thank you to Microsoft, who did gift me a copy of this, well, provided me a copy of the sim a month before it came out, and therefore had a near exclusive month of gameplay, which, well, certainly grew this channel out of nothing, so it's been an appreciated rise, I guess. And I do thank everyone who has watched my video, supported me through and through, everyone who's donated as well. It's been amazing, you guys are too kind. So airplanes that have been confirmed that I can remember off the top of my head in terms of commercial jetliners, you have the 737NG coming from TMDG, you have the 737-400 by an unknown developer, a 737-200 from Liveries, you have an MD-11 coming from TFDi Design, I know PMDG have said they want to do a 777-747, so they want to do that, and to the DC-6 as well, so they want to do it, but not yet their focus. And those ones I can think of on the top of my head. I don't know of any Airbus announcements, unless Aerosoft announced their A330, but again, I'm not completely sure, I'm afraid. My opinion on the future of the aviation industry. It's a bit of a rocky road at the moment. Bit of a rocky road. It will take about a decade, I'd say, until things completely return to normal. Hamburg to Iraq. And they're all going to be ultra long haul. I'd like something a bit shallower, but so New York City, Los Angeles, Miami, San Francisco, Chicago, Washington, anything out in Asia perhaps. I have to go do an Asia flight at some points. Denver, San Diego, Tampa, Philadelphia, Newark, Boston, no, Charlotte, no. Nope. We'll see. So I've got a lot of plans to do for this weekend. Small question, go for it, Ellie. If they could add the whole globe and they could add every plane to... No, probably not, Farhad, because if that was the case, we'd be standing over aircraft right now. If there's not enough aircraft to fill airports and those desert yards, then no, not going to happen, Farhad. Nowhere near. Does New Flights and feature live traffic? Yes, it does. The variety of P3 add-on aircraft in the release, especially the P3V4. Don't forget when they upgraded it to 64 bits, all of a sudden none of the aircraft I had before would work in the new sim. So all sims take time, especially this one, as it is with your new SDK. It takes time, but eventually it will get there. Just give it 9 months to a year, I'll be swimming in add-ons. Surprised you applied to Hong Kong. Why are you surprised? Ooh! No, we won't. I was going to say, we could fly 747 to Hong Kong at some point, but if we're doing Hong Kong today, we'll do a flight to Hong Kong at some point in 747. Just not this weekend, because I kind of stagger my flights a little bit, and if I fly to the same destination like 3-4 times in a row, it gets a little bit boring, but we'll do one at some point. What's fly-by-wire? So fly-by-wire is the system used in Airbus aircraft and some Boeing ones that sends electrical servers. Sorry, Islam. I'm going to have to ban you there. This channel does not support piracy in any way, shape or form. By admitting it, I'm afraid that is you out of there. So fly-by-wire is a system used by aircraft to control aircraft systems via, I guess, remotes. And using autopilots? Yes I am. Sitting back, that's that the aircraft doors are flying. Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm on an EU North right now, but I'm flying on IVAO, not built-in sim multiplayer, so you'll be able to see me, but I won't be able to see you. Nope, no feline co-pilot today. Just me on my own. Oh, sorry, and thank you, Ricky, for the 38 Hong Kong dollars there. Much appreciated. Flying to Hong Kong. Oh yes, not too bad today. Not too far to go now. Let's put in the end of R&D there. About just over halfway. Just over halfway there. Just more halfway to Manila. Interesting. Can I do some water drinking ASMR? Oh, I don't actually have any water on me right now. I've forgotten to fill up a bottle before I started, so no water. Get the yuzu out, so boy. About a half bottle left. Gosh, that's strong. 45%. Take a swig of that. Would I like a donation? I mean, like I say, I don't ever beg for donations. I don't ever force you from your pockets. Sorry, just give me a moment to compose myself. It's strong. You meant to drink that with water and ice, not on its own. Like I said, I don't ever force people out to their money. It's your own kindness, your own donations. Oh gosh. I might have to, actually, now I can handle that. It's not too bad. Any day for next flights. So the next flight is going to be we're going to redo the, what's it called? Vienna to Bucharest. And then we shall see what the following routes will be. model. Yep, using the A320neo mod today. Absolutely. Favourite airline? Yes, it says Ryanair. It's flies you from everywhere to everywhere for about €15 return, so Ryanair certainly good. Can you describe the top controls of the top run, what they do? Okay, let's go for a basic overhead panel run. So on the left you've got all your safety systems. You've got your IRS, your gyroscope alignment system. You've got your fire handles, which if you have fire you can use those to cut off the engines. You've got your hydraulics and fuel systems. You've got your electrical systems and batteries. Your air conditioning and bleeds. You've got your here you've got your heating and cabin systems. Then you've got your lighting panel. Then you've got your flight control systems. And then here you have all the ventilation, cargo and, well, fallout safety systems. Thank you. That's Alan for the $2.99. Much appreciated. Thank you very much, man. Thank you very much. Pair characteristic fun. Rating thumbs up. Yes, thank you very much, sir. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Are we there yet? About 2/3 of the way. 2/3 of the way there. We'll probably program our operation actually, since you don't have terribly long to arrival. Let's have a look. Say Betty 2 Alpha approach runway 07. 07 right even. Betty 2 Alpha. No vires. So that's. So program our approach now. Just waiting for our destination to slowly appear onto the ends of our ND. Do you like Vietnam? Never been there, I'm afraid, so can't really give too much of an opinion. But it looks nice. It looks very nice indeed. How long did it take to make that description? About 5 minutes. Well, maybe now, like 30 seconds. 90% of it's copy and paste, so 30 seconds. What's up, Ital Goldstein? What's up? Air China means Taiwan Airlines or Chinese Airlines. I believe Taiwan itself is just the local way of saying China. It's like Beijing is Peking. So, yeah, at the end of the day, the Chinese believe that Taiwan is part of their land, while the Taiwanese believe that they are Chinese, but have lost the mainland. It's a whole historical thing. If you go back to the days of Chairman Mao and the Chinese Communist takeover, basically all of the I guess all of the right-wing Chinese people who were in China at the time when the takeover happened, they kind of all escaped to Taiwan and therefore now live on the island of Taiwan itself. The Chinese government never relinquished control of Taiwan, so while Taiwan is a country in its own right, the Chinese don't see it that way. So like I said, there's a whole historical background to it. That's why you've got China and you've got Taiwan. You're not coming for a history lesson? Well, I'm afraid you're in the wrong channel then, because at the end of the day, I do really like my history to get as a GCSE. I'm getting some rather in-depth history facts here, so I'm enjoying this a lot. Very much enjoying this. Have I tried to find the Himalayan plateau? No, I haven't yet. Not doing too bad, Robski. How you doing? Welcome to the chats. So yeah, China, Taiwan debate. Way too complex for us to understand. Do you study at Oxbridge? No, I did not. Trust me, I may be academic, but I'm nowhere near that academic. Glad you're enjoying it, Melvin. Welcome to the Twitch channel. Welcome, Mr. Babby, how you doing? Welcome to the chats. Am I going to buy the Thrustmaster Airbus edition? No, I probably won't. I've got the Thrustmaster Hostess Warthog, which I am more than happy with. My favourite approach, in real life or in sim? Do you think Microsoft flights more missions like FSX did? Potentially. When you've got bush fights, you've got landing challenges. We'll see about fully fledged missions. So I know what you're talking about there in terms of actually getting like the different stuff, like for example a helicopter's crash, fly the recovery plane to find it, stuff like that. So we'll see. Welcome Slyfish, how you doing? Welcome to the channel, welcome to the chats. Sim, my favourite approach in Sim. If you go to my my Vienna to La Benranta stream. The approach on that was fantastic with the sunset over the city. It was a very good one. Should we have head panel? Sure thing. Captain Candy equals Guthus. Drawyah equals Gallant. Jokes on you, Adam. I don't know where that reference is from. My favourite approach in Sim. I just told you it's La Benranta one. Recall correctly, teamwork and missions. Yes, so we'll see. We'll see. Still early days for Microsoft Flight Sim. Still a lot to mature with it. Should check actually. Where's the frequency sense? 109.3, course 71 degrees. That's all set. That's all fine. Too bad they'll never add crash physics. They kind of do, Wide. They do. It's a hidden YouTube video. Let me get the link for it. It's got something like tagged on the end of a stream I did flying to Paris. No, it's before then, wasn't it? YouTube Studio, it's so slow, doesn't know what it's doing half the time. Come on, okay, next page. Thessaloniki, Heathrow, there we go. Listen, they kind of do. This is unlisted, right? It's unlisted, not private. The greatest view ever, but here you go. Why won't you become a real airline pilot? Because it costs about £100,000, $120,000, and I don't have that kind of money. Why is your IR not working? What do you mean by that, Itai? My IR, what's not working? Program the LCD menu out using waypoints. I did a tutorial on how to set up the aircraft, and during the tutorial I go through the MCD process. Do all Airbus Microsoft Flight ILS? No, they don't. So the wing view, I've done a tutorial on that as well. The UK's got a lot of flight schools, but again, it costs 60,000 plus to do it, so not money that I've got. Elites for the €5 there. You fly inverted? Probably not. My passengers may not enjoy that so much. Probably not, I'm afraid. Okay, so about 110 miles, so we'll see. What do you mean by they don't have any... Oh, right, okay. Yeah, I don't think you understand anything about flight schools, I'm afraid, Rookie. Because, well, they're expensive. With flight schools, you train to get a license, but unless it's tied to an airline, they're only there to get you a license. On nav mode, there's no lights there. There shouldn't be any lights from what I can gather. Yeah, it's all aligned. There is no lights there. If there was a light, I'd be concerned. Ooh, turn that off. Does that turn off? I was like, wow, they've really gone into detail with that. So you can see there, the video button no longer works because you can turn it off on the overhead, turn it on again. Like I say, these guys, the A320neo project people are just amazing. Attention to detail. I can't imagine anybody else even trying the overhead. Is 1500 hours still required for license? Minimum. 1500 minimum. Most airlines offer more. The airline company, airline companies do have a program, but you still have to pay 60,000 for them, and you also slots are limited. There may be like 2 or 3 a year at most. What flight model we're on? Flying on modern. As you move your current forward and sim, those are the arrow keys. Right, a couple of moments, we shall start our descent. That's on now, not too long to go. So Cathay Dragon are the low-cost carrier owned by Cathay Pacific. Cathay Pacific are the long-haul international expensive airline. Cathay Dragon is the short-haul low-cost edition of it. Oh yeah, the sim is certainly running a lot more stable than it used to be. You'll have to get a few more flights out of it before it starts flipping on you and all that. It's been good, it's been good. Do you like the A320 more than 787? I do prefer the 787. But in terms of route lengths and what I can stream on like a Friday evening or some of the weekends around work and all that, yeah, A320 is just a much more optimal aircraft to fly. I do like 787, I do like 747. Just need the route length, or the time, and the length to sort out the routes. Very good job on YouTube. Yeah, I mean, it's you guys to thank for it. All the people who watch the videos, and ultimately it's you lot I need to say thank you for supporting me on this journey, really. Yeah, don't use active pause. Active pause, if I leave it on for a few seconds, for example, if I increase throttle now, you'll see have they fixed it as well? Okay, no they haven't, so there. I've decreased the throttle now, and yet the aircraft's still slowing down. So active pause, just there's no more than just pause the aircraft where it is in midair. If I release it, the aircraft will now start struggling a little bit as it kind of regains control again. So don't use active pause, use the menu pause. What do you mean by 82 knots? We're going at Mach 182. We're going at 270 something knots airspeed, 444 knots, sorry, 440 knots ground speed. Yep, very nice cap. Let's start with descent, shall we? So we need to head down to 1,600. Start to slow down first of all. 5 to 1,600. At a rate of 2,000 feet per minute. We'll start with we'll go 2,000. Can you simulate a hijacking or plane land a different place? No, I won't, Source. The difference between ground speed and indicated airspeed. So, the key word in IAS is indicated airspeed. So in an aircraft, it determines airspeed based on the airflow through the pitot tubes, which is these two little tubes that sit at the bottom of the aircraft that look like the edge of a wing. So air is constantly feeding into that, and that will then display on your ND over here. In this case, I'm doing 260 knots airspeed. Now, above 10,000 feet, this is useless, because the higher altitude you are, the less air there is, and therefore the slower your aircraft appears as. Your ground speeds, as you can see, so target airspeed is similar to airspeed in that it kind of gives you an indicator of what your airspeed is right now, but this is based on GPS information, not based on airflow. And so that's the speed relative, so ground speed relative to the ground, 433 knots. Target airspeed 436, we're again off the ground, slightly higher altitude, and airspeed based on the airflow. Mach, which is the number down on the bottom left there, is based on the speed of sound. So Mach 1.0 is exactly the speed of sound. And so once you're at cruising altitude, you will be... Oh, so is it true airspeed, sorry. True airspeed, sorry, cheers for that, people in chat, thank you for correcting me. So Mach is based on the speed of sound, and therefore the closer you are to Mach 1.0, the closer you are to sound. And so airlines will cruise at Mach speed as the standardised speed, because at the end of the day, at standard altimeter 2992 or 1013 hectopascal, sorry, inches of mercury to hectopascals, respectively, it's standard altimeter. All aircraft are using the same altimeter when in cruise, and therefore all aircraft will be at the exact same flight level. So you don't use feet. Right now we're at 30,700 feet, or flight level 307. So we're at flight levels now, and therefore we're at the standardised altitude. Once you switch to local altimeter, you'll notice that the altitude jumps there, because this is based on air pressure. So standard altimeter, or local air pressure. And so Mach and standard are standard. Airspeed and local altimeter is dependent on wherever you're flying to. I'm sure that was a horrible explanation, and you guys got lost as well as I did. That's the best I can do, really. Oh wow, thanks for that, Ellie, for the €20. Content, since change since 83, years ago. Man, since Flight Sim 83, that had been the original Microsoft Flight Sim, wasn't it? Yeah, back then it was black screen and wireframe. Complete world away to where we are these days. I mean, let's say I've done a few tutorials on how to get aircraft on this, and I'm always available on Discord as well, or doing streaming chats. Any questions, I'm always generally quite happy to answer. Transition altitude. So transition altitude is where you change from local altimeter to standard altimeter. And so that's where you'll then change this switch here. So right now, that's local pressure, that's standard pressure. Yeah, so when at 95 Tadar sound, the first time I heard that was the Roblox achievement, or like you get like an award or something. Old days Roblox, I haven't played it since 2017-ish. I don't think we need to spend too much more at this point. Our altitude's relatively alright, so it's not a straight line path, we have a little bit of curvature, but we can do if we need to. Actually no, because again the speed just keeps changing. So my one gripe for the sim, it's changing the speed. There we go. I hope they fix the speed changing issue, because what happens is, I'm sending it 2,000 feet per minute at 250 knots, but then the aircraft will randomly increase about 300 knots, and therefore we're sending at the same rate, but because we're flying faster, we're getting close to the airport, so it's a bit of a pain there. Can you do a tutorial on the RNAV landing on A320? We're practicing and always get it wrong. RNAV's not too difficult because at the end of the day, the sim kind of simulates the frequency. You need to get the frequency off the runway, which can be done via something like Sky Vector. And essentially what you're trying to do is hook onto the ILS frequency of the runway, but use the localizer to approach and not the approach mode. Approach mode is redundant because it's facing the other side of the runway, but with the localizer it gets you onto the correct heading, so I could cover it at some point, certainly. Is there a key binding used? No, I just press the speed back button. Yeah, I've had to use like Holy Loop things recently because it's this whole speed change thing. Okay, we'll do a quick loop here. Continue our descent, lose a bit of speed, lose a bit of altitude. Just a case of getting us into a better approach. Yeah, the chrono button starts the timer. I should remember to do that because it now works properly. But it starts the timer, you press again, pauses it, third time removes it. I keep forgetting to start the chrono, despite the fact that it does now work. Past the A320neo. Alright, is it bugs? No idea, I'm afraid. I couldn't give you an answer on that one. I tried using the hold option on my last stream, it didn't work. So I'm going to do the heading. I tried it on my last stream when I flew into Bucharest. It didn't hold me, it continued on to the next waypoint, so I'm going to wait until someone confirms where it works. It sets it up, it shows the holding arrow and all that, it just doesn't do anything. When's the next stream? Tomorrow morning. So once I land, I'm going to set up my weekend's live streams and yeah, prepare everything ready for that. Select to 1800. Oh yeah, the old style aircraft using the gyroscopic autopilots and the old Sperry's. A lot of history around those, that's for sure. Back when airlines used to use Sievers to navigate rather than autopilots. At some point I want to sit down and properly learn how to use a Siever option. For example, once the Concorde comes out, that used Siever, so that would be quite interesting to learn one day. Your profile picture is the old flag of Siam, are you sure? Oh, Thai Venture, sorry, I thought you took it to me there. Whoops. Finished with this sort of holding loop. We're about 15,000 now, so much more optimum altitude where we should be at this stage. So we'll head back on course for at the very least. So we'll go 290 and continue on from there. Is there an easy way to know the time remaining from the initial approach? Not directly within the sim, no. This is 360, it's called a holding loop. Generally holding loops give you a bit of a straight path as well, but in this case we're just doing a bit once loop around. Yeah, we're going to aim for a greaser. At the very least, we're going to aim for an average aircraft landing at 150 knots, 150 feet per minute. Change to calculate G's. I might try and get something that shows me the G limit of my landing as well. I know Cyber plans to do a few helicopters in the future, so definitely some freeway content on the way. Just a case of how much really, because at the end of the day, Asobo are the developers of the simulator. The aircraft comes with are just bonus, so we'll see. Miles, still a bit on the high side there. Increase our descent rate and start dropping the flaps, I guess, relatively early. Yes, the approach into Cathay in the original Kowloon area was a crazy approach.
Stop sign is now on.
Cabin crew, 10 minutes landing, 10 minutes. And lights active. We get the meta information for...
We have begun our final descent into your destination. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to collect any trash once final time.
1014, few clouds, that's all fine. Right, let's plug that all in, shall we?
Store any carry-on items either in the seat back pocket or under the seat.
1014, temperature is 24 degrees centigrade. Winds are currently 03011. So a little bit turbulence right now. On with that. Transition 8000. VRF 147, decision height 645. Set the altimeter now to local. 14. Down to 210 knots. Flaps down 1. Oops, sorry, no, flaps down 1, sorry. Spoilers for tracks, there we go. Few islands up ahead of us. 1,500 feet per minute on the descent rates. That's all set up. There's no activated TC right now, so it's still on 122.8 for the approach on Unicom. So far so good. Yeah, flaps, so at 215 knots, the aircraft overspeeds at flaps 1. So, I'm going to guess dropping a little bit on the early side. I like 218 knots, but nothing to cause any damage. Especially when the aircraft is, what's the word? Especially when we're on the borderline and slowing down, the flaps are retracting. No idea, Daniel. It's random luck. It's random luck as to whether or not you get the flight log pop-up and all that. 1600 will not cover the MVA. And we'll be using the approach mode to go down that. So we're connected now to the localizer. And therefore all we've got to do is bring the aircraft on route. down 180. Hong Kong, it's all down the horizon. Arrival 11 minutes, so we're doing alright for timing right now. Yes, we're using OBS. How's flight today? It's been good. It's been good today. I've literally just answered you there, Harry. I literally just answered you. Yes, so the original Kai Tak is now a cruise ship terminal, although the original guidance is now still in place. Why do you think you're creating a new account for that sim? If I did create a new account, they'd realise it's me very quickly and therefore ban it as well. If they don't want me, they don't want me. I'm not going to fight them. Yes, my internet hasn't failed today. Face cam, not during flight sim streams. It's too CPU heavy for some random reason, so I turn it off just to save some frame rates. Not even 4 minutes, El Gordo. It's more like 4 seconds. Too long to go now. Not too long at all. It's about 35-40 miles doing now the loop there. So right, left hand turn, follow around, and then make a right onto the glide slope and into land. Where the airport is today, it used to be where you started the approach into Kai Tak, the one that takes you over Kowloon and into the runway. I mean, the fact that you only ever had the aircraft video lines at the runway with about 7 nautical miles. I mean, it was a crazy approach into Kai Tak. British Airways, for example, only flew that flight with 2 captains. No first officer. 2 captains is same like Innsbruck today. If you ever fly to Innsbruck with British Airways, it's only 2 captains in front of the aircraft, not a first officer, because at the end of the day, 2 experienced pilots bring the aircraft safely into the runway. Oh yeah, Microsoft Flight Simulator isn't too difficult to learn basics for. Just takes a bit of time to practice, I guess, but I'd say it's worth it. Better start now than never, I guess. Yeah, the paint's peeling off, but the old guidance checkerboard is still there to view to this day. What sort of planes that used to have 3 pilots in the cockpits? Any aircraft before the 1970s that weren't the 737, basically. So the 747, 100, 200, and 300 had 3 pilots. The DC-10 had 3 pilots. The L-1011 had 3 pilots. Every single prop craft, passenger aircraft, basically had 3 pilots as well, because as well as the captain and first officer, you also had a flight engineer, and on some occasions you'd have a 4th pilot, the navigation officer. But navigation officers go back even further in the past. cabin cockpit friends, not yet, no. The shared cockpit is a planned feature, so potentially one day we'll see that. Does your aircraft touch the bank heavily left or right and lightly? So basically with that, Dexter, it's the sim not knowing how flare law works. But basically, if the aircraft is 2 or 3 degrees too far in one direction, when flare law kicks in, it will also bang the aircraft to the side as well. So the key to fight that is to literally fly the aircraft perfectly level, and therefore you don't suffer from that. Almost there now. X-Plane's a great starter flight sim, and the flight dynamics 10 times better than what Microsoft Flight Sim offers. Why are you not flying the approach? Okay, sod it, we're going to manually vector ourselves in, I guess. Okay, so this doesn't follow the waypoints. We'll just manually fly the routing around. Not too much of an extra effort. Flaps down 2. Not a massive effort extra, it just means we have to change the heading a few seconds. If you gain an X-Plane, then I'd highly recommend the Zybo 737 or the... They're not Ultimate Team anymore, it's the Threshold Up project, I think it's called. And they're 737s. So 70. Yeah, 330 heading. Flaps down 3. Would have been around Christmas time if it were added. No idea, I'm afraid. The flight simulators, it's a constantly evolving setup, and therefore no idea. There's no real way you can guess. Right, we'll leave it on flaps 3 for now. Flaps 4 as soon as an intercept heading for the runway. Interesting terrain here. We'll turn the terrain radar on. Essentially, we're flying around this mountain, coming in from the other side. Bang on the glide slope right now. Perfect altitude and sending at the right rate as well. So, yeah, what we've got left to do is bring the aircraft towards heading. Already on flaps 3. Stage we gear down, flaps 4. Zero. Go 3, 4, 5. from the altitude, so we'll increase our descent rate slightly.
Why is that happening?
It's not die yet. Hang on. Why is the aircraft doing this? Okay, we'll manually guide it in from this point on. Thank you, flight sim. Go down, flaps down. Actually, it's 1000, that's fine, but I stopped my descent rate. I have to hold it current altitude. Well, we'll just hand flights in the rest of the way. You can tell it. Hold current altitude. Chose not to follow that. Yes, I know I set the autopilots. I'm not an idiot. Alright, gear down, 3 degrees, center light sets. Cabin check. Spoilers armed. Bring it into land. Committed, we are committed.
60, 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard. 5.
First off sets. 151, spot on. $80 knots. 60 knots. First thrust cuts. Roll down the runway to the next exit points. We'll be heading to the left. Like I say, I'm not stupid. I know what I'm doing up here. Just whether or not the aircraft agrees with me, that's the other question.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached our destination. The local time is 7:37 a.m. and it's currently about 15 degrees Celsius. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off.
Stop.
Remember to use caution when opening the overhead bins as items may have
tax
shifted
lights
during the flight.
sets.
If this is your final destination, we thank you
start.
for flying with us and we hope to see you again.
Lights off. Do you think they had Microsoft flights in for PS5? No, 100% not. It's a Microsoft product at the end of the day, so releasing their competitor Sony, not going to happen. The add-on for top bar, FlyLive Studio. Taxi to gates. Oh, a massive taxi here. Which is ahead of us now. Yes, the PACX hold has seen a lot of updates recently. Definitely taking the right direction. Bottom bar, PACX, TFDi design PACX. Thank you, James, for the 10 Canadian there. Excellent approach. Of course. Of course. When the aircraft doesn't want to do what you tell it to, switch off the autopilot, just do it yourself, basically. To be honest with you, David, I have no idea where Cathay go. I'll just pick a stand I like and fly there. So we'll go stick ourselves here between the 330 and the 380. Oh yes, on-time arrivals, they do get you a few little benefits as well. At one point drop down to about 88%, but as soon as touchdowns, as soon as that 126 was set, it's kind of a thumbs up from the passengers. We arrived good. Will do. Brake sets. Lights off. Beacon off. Engines off. APU bleed on. That'll do for now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hong Kong. Temperature outside right now is at 14 degrees centigrade, and we have arrived on time to our destination. Thank you for flying with Cathay Dragon, and we hope to see you in the very near future. Cabin crew, disarm doors and cross-check. Right, so tune ground services. We'll board the jet bridge over.
Temperature outside right now is
we shall let the passengers board the aircrafts. Just like power is available, so turn that on. APU comes off.
Very near future.
There we go, that comes into place. Jet bridge is connected. We can now ask the cabin crew to expedite boarding. Sorry, expedite deboarding.
We'll see what we can do. No
To
problem.
PACX menu. Passengers will now be leaving the aircrafts. Yeah, no issue with that flight at all. Apart from the slightly leafy approach. I can't really compare that really. Peripherals using the Thrustmaster High-Task Warthog. Right, end of flight, see the passengers also. Kilo Alpha 906, 320neo from Manila to Hong Kong, flight time 144. Planned departure was 1950, we actually arrived at 1952. Departure was 21:35, departure 21:37. Slightly loud on the departure there, pretty much on time for the landing. 157 passengers, 93% specified, 150 minute landing with a block time of 2 hours. We'll save that flight. Head over to where are the records, open that view online, and now it'll take a few seconds for it to upload, but that there is linked to our end of flight reports. So once it's loaded, that'll appear on there. Otherwise, yeah, and that brings us now to the end of our flight today. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Do leave a like if you did, do subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you again very much for support and for the donations as well today. I've quite a fair few of those, so thank you again to everyone who's donated today. And yeah, well, it's weekend now, so we have 4 streams on the way. Gonna plan out tonight, gonna upload the clock tick down and all that, so expect to see those up in about an hour or so. Otherwise, you lot take care of yourselves, enjoy the rest of your Friday, enjoy your weekend, and I shall see you again in the very near future. Take care, goodbye, good night.